Hey guys, my name is Ibnu Bayu Adji, and you're listening to another episode of Science Versus from Gadjah Mada Podcast Directory. In this episode, we're going to be talking about a concern that one of you listeners sent in. Here's what this listener has to say. Hey Science Versus, I just want to bring up a topic to discuss with you and the rest of the listeners out there. Every time you turn on your laptop, flick on your host light, or even charging your handphone, you're using electricity mostly created from burning fossil fuels. In fact, more than 80% of our global energy supply is created using greenhouse gas emitting coal, oil, and natural gas. Meanwhile, renewable sources such as hydro, solar, and wind facing some economic and practical hurdle. It is clear as day that we need something better than what we have today. Speaking about this concern, we also have very special guests that will share their insight or possibly answer the concern of this listener right here. Please welcome in the student from the engineering program of Universitas Gadjah Mada. Let me introduce them. This is Mr. Adit and this is Miss Mira and that is Mr. Allam. So, after listening to this listener right here, what do you guys think about it?
It might sound scandalous, but to answer that concern, I think this is where nuclear energy comes in. When the word nuclear is mentioned, a couple of tragedies such as Hiroshima, Chernobyl, and Fukushima often causing things to worry about. Nuclear energy is in fact clean and dangerous, but with the use of thorium, maybe nuclear could drop its dangerous tech and just be a clean energy source.
Wait. Maybe you could elaborate more about thorium in case there are people out there who didn't know about it.
So, usually in nuclear power reactor, we use uranium as its main ingredients, but there is in fact another element that we could use to generate large quantities of low carbon electricity, and that element is thorium. Thorium itself is uranium neighbor just 2 stories down below in periodical tables. And thorium is a weakly radioactive metallic chemical element that we oftenly found in the surrounding area.
If you're talking about thorium right here, what makes you think that thorium could make nuclear energy a better option?
There are many positives to thorium, especially when compared to its neighbor uranium. For one, thorium is much more highly concentrated, or meaning that it takes less work to extract the same amount of energy generating potential during the mining process. There are also 3 times more thorium in the Earth's crust than uranium. So, in terms of energy production, 1 ton of thorium is approximately equal to 35 tons of uranium and 4 million tons of coal. Thorium is a weak radioactive metal while uranium in its enriched from its difficult to contain and dangerous to the works as the ore released radon gas when mined. So the thorium reactor is also thought to be incapable of having a meltdown due to its self-regulating habits that slowing down the overall process when the temperature gets too high.
So, while nuclear power plants may be considered as clean as they don't emit greenhouse gases, they also produce what's called nuclear waste. Currently, the waste is degrades over a half-life of 100,000 years, but for thorium, it's only about 300 years, and it's much less toxic than in comparison.
Oh, it's so interesting. So, why is the world hasn't employing this element yet, despite all those benefits that it provides?
Thorium is not perfect, it's still radioactive and still produces waste. This might pose another issue when it comes to handling and shielding the material itself. Perhaps the biggest threat to thorium nuclear energy is the fact that there hasn't been much experience with it. It's unlikely that people would take risks and experiment in the industry where the stakes are high. Making the progress for this technology is bound to be slow. During research stages, it's easy to protect the benefits only when testing where the real issue becomes prominent. Besides that, the lack of infrastructure makes the startup cost for this technology to be very high. Hence, the race between uranium and thorium might already be over since the startup cost cancels out any of the long-term benefit of what might be a better and safer fuel.
Okay, such a splendid explanation right here. But while you guys are here, have any of you read this news about exploratorium power plant being built in Indonesia? How cool is this? Since this overall topic is quite new to ears, can somebody of you explain what is thorium generator for our lovely listener right here?
So I will explain that nuclear reactors technology nowadays is developed to produce low power output with modular system called small modular reactor. Currently in Indonesia has already created a conceptual design of this small modular reactor. The namely is Thorium, or we can call a thorium generator. However, the design is still in the improvement state. That's why it is necessary to conduct further studies and investigation on its performance.
It is a great news for Indonesia to finally looking at thorium's direction when it comes for energy demanding. Since it's not a small number we're talking about here, aside from that, thorium generator is such a promising technology that surely is a great investment for the long run.
Oh, okay. So overall from this episode, we could take that thorium got a lot of potential to be the one of who could meet our world's energy demand, and I personally think that it's our job to work our way through the benefits and the disadvantage that thorium provides. There's no harm in taking a deeper look at thorium. It's an interesting and exciting technology, and it just may be the technology that we need. And sadly, this is the end of our episode today. I hope that our discussion can enhance your vision when looking at the world from today on. Thank you for our guests right here for sharing the knowledge to us, and thank you guys for tuning in. Come again tomorrow for more information from Science Versus, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye and keep studying.